Hi guys, this is Collin. Thanks for stopping by. Today I have some sweet Khabarovsk gameplays for you guys and gals. Hello ladies, how you doing? So, I got some great clips for you guys in a Khabarovsk double feature. So, I had a little bit of an issue. You see, I had to reinstall the game because I got stuck in the loading screen or the lobby every time I was going to load into the game. So I wouldn't actually go into the game until 4 minutes sometimes had passed, which was quite annoying. I could follow the team on the little minimap on the lobby that all the friendly ships were going towards caps, and I just couldn't get in for some reason. And I have a really good computer, so that wouldn't be an issue. But after I reinstalled the game, I forgot to enable my replays, which meant that I didn't have any replays for these games, so I needed to use my Shadowplay recordings instead. And since I'm in a division with two Swedish dudes, you could imagine we talked a whole lot of crazy Swedish in the chat to each other. And since I know that Swedish for pretty much every other nation sounds like the Swedish chef in the Muppet Show, I guessed that it wasn't a good idea to keep it in, because you guys wouldn't understand anything that we were talking about. So I had to make a little change. I had to take away the audio files for the games, and instead I play a little nice song from Prodigy in the background, which has pretty much become my theme song for this ship. To be able to do a proper English commentary for you guys. And it's really important for me to try and deliver the best possible quality I can do every time I put up a video for you, because I want your experience to be as good as possible. I'm guessing there are software or skills you can have where you can filter out commentaries from the normal game audio, but I'm sorry to say that is way above my skill level so far. So if you guys have been paying attention, you probably noticed that your favorite YouTuber, for some reason, bears the mark of a traitor. Bears the color of a coward. The old stinky pinky. I'm sorry, I went a bit overboard. And I guess you guys are saying to yourself, Collin, you dirty rats. You're team killing son of a bitch. But there's totally a logical explanation for these guys. Somehow I noticed the latest couple of days, as soon as I play my Khabarovsk, I pop my smoke and start to spam my fires on the enemy battleships. For some reason, all the battleships on my team just want to go and cuddle. I mean, I know I'm a big friendly bear. Everybody likes to cuddle and hug me, but Guys, enough spooning already. Come on. I have a job to do sitting in my smoke. So, you're actually gonna see in, I think, both this clip and the next one what I'm talking about. So, enough gibberish, Collin. Time to talk about the game. So, we're pushing hard on west flank, trying to put the scare, the fear of God into the enemy team, which we are pretty efficient in doing. Triple destroyer division containing 2 Gearings and a Khabarovsk can really turn any day to a really crapshoot for anyone. Which were totally our thoughts behind this match. So we're just trying to do our best, scanning all these torp walls for our battleships and cruisers, and also trying to make all the enemy destroyers panic and fuck up their torp salvos. Also popping smoke while we go on the fly, trying to conceal as many of our main battleships as possible. So I wouldn't really wanna be on the enemy team right now, but let's see how the game evolves. And as I said to my mates before the game, I really need to hang back a little bit more than they, because in the gearing they have really good concealment. I think their concealment is 5.8 kilometers or something, and I have 7.8 in my Khabarovsk. So as I said before, I really need to play this more like a cruiser than a destroyer, because they can see me from a mile away. So we see that the east side has pretty much fallen, and the enemy is pushing into our cap. So I said to my division mates that they should try and head for the enemy base as soon as possible. Meanwhile, I and my fellow allied in the north should just go all in on the enemy flank and trying to chase them out of our base. So I said to our CV that he should try and keep them spotted at all times, because I'm predicting that I would need to pop my smoke sometime soon, because I'm so way ahead of my allies that it's pretty much just me against 4 enemy ships, which can be a bit of a struggle even for a Khabarovsk. Now the thing is, the Khabarovsk is a real great ship for area denial. Pretty much what I do right now. I start to engage multiple ships, setting them on fire, focusing them down, and no ship in the game wants to get focused by a Khabarovsk, because that just means you're gonna have a really shitty day. Not even other Khabarovsk want to go head to head to a Khabarovsk, because, well, you will do as much damage to him as he will do to you, pretty much. So even a Khabarovsk don't wanna go into another Khabarovsk. So I'm just trying to pretty much distract them and discourage them to push into our cap, and meanwhile I'm just hoping that my allies in the south is efficient with going into the enemy base. Unfortunately, it looks like we lost pretty much everyone down south. I'm not really sure what happened there, but this will pretty much be our last stand here in the north. So I'm just switching in between the targets, trying to have one eye on that enemy Khabarovsk, since he is absolutely the biggest threat to me and my ship. And also, of course, to my team, especially if he is an experienced Khaba captain. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to discourage these battleships, putting them on fire, making them flee. So the enemy Khabarovsk will pretty much lose his backup. Now the enemy Khabarovsk is in our cap, but the friendly carrier isn't spotting him for me, and I don't really have the time to go looking for him just yet. I will have to soon, because he is capping, but meanwhile I'm trying to just chase away these battleships as far as possible, and trying to help and support our battleships in their fight, of course. So I'm pretty successful with all the fires here. And now I can see on the minimap that this Khabarovsk is playing it really smart. He has put the little island between me and himself, because as I said before, he doesn't want to fight me. And meanwhile he can lay down fires upon my allies. So I'm just trying to chase him around this island, trying to get good shots on him. I'm putting away my torp salvos, but I'm guessing they won't be as effective. So I'm just trying to push him out, trying to get the CV to focus the Khabarovsk and resetting him, while I'm fully occupied with trying to kill off these battleships. So we lost one battleship, and I have one battleship left straight behind me, while I'm pushing in hard against two battleships. Now the enemy Khabarovsk decided that he wanted to go out and fight me one-on-one. So of course this is a bit of an issue for me, because I'm already taking a lot of fire from those two battleships. So I stop and pop my smoke, and I wanted to showcase with this gameplay really how efficient the guns on the Khabarovsk is. I mean, I never seen this happen in the game before, and you can't even imagine which ship I'm gonna kill with my guns in a few minutes. Now pop my smoke and watch my friendly battleship. Instead of going behind my smoke and getting cover and get undetected, he decides that he wants to go in and spoon. And of course he wants to be the little spoon. So he just pushes in straight in front of me while I'm focused on killing that enemy battleship. And I die. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I was in smoke. I wasn't detected. I was first considering if that Donskoy had used his radar or something. But I just couldn't figure out who killed me, what happened. I mean, I was just sitting there safe in my smoke, going to town on that German battleship. Those guys I really love, shooting down and burning down, and I just died, just like that. So it actually took me, I had to rewatch the replay of this game until I finally figured it out. I was pink. I was marked as a team killer. And because of that friendly battleship sailing straight in front of me while I was focusing in on that German battleship, shooting off my guns, I actually managed to shoot and hit the friendly battleship, setting him on fire. And since the damage is reflected back to the team killer if you are marked as pink, I burned myself down with my own gunfire. So, any guys whining and crying on forums about Khabarovsk being overpowered, well, I guess it is. Because it's the only ship in the game that can pretty much shoot himself to death with his own guns. Well, not actually 100% accurate, but I mean, yeah, look at this. Collin killed Collin. My Khabarovsk killed my Khabarovsk. Well, that sucked, but I can't really blame the battleship on my team. I'm guessing he was just as tunnel visioning and focused as I was when he was sailed straight in front of me. So it's just pretty sad, because I thought I had a real good chance of really maybe killing 1 or 2 ships before I would die. But now we never know. But I ended up, well, pretty hard carrying the team and got some pretty good experience, even though we lost. I racked up some more team killing points, so it will take me even more games to get normal again, unfortunately. And I get 82,000, which is not really that bad for a tier 10 destroyer game. Usually you will end in a loss credit-wise, even though you win the battle. So, straight into our second game for today. This was actually the game right next after the first game. So I'm still in the same ship, still in the same division with the same Swedish blokes. But this is on another map, and I'm sorry guys, you know me. I have no clue what the name of this map is. It's one of the new ones. I mean, who cares? Who cares about map names, right? It's just one of those maps. So we pretty much decided on going for B and C as a team. So as usual, my mates in the Gearings will try and push in and contest the caps. Meanwhile, I will hang a little bit further back, supporting them with my great rate of fire and laser guns. So we're trying to spot any enemy ships, trying to get a clue on how the enemy team is deploying. It seems like they're going pretty hard for A at the moment. Their CV is really smart. He's sending his airplanes over B cap, spotting all our destroyers. And also our friendly carrier is doing the same for the enemy team at A. Now I like this kind of gameplay with from the carriers. It's so many matches that you see the carrier just foobarring away his squadrons around the map borders because he wants to go and snipe the enemy carrier. instead of actually helping out the team, scouting out the caps for our destroyers, attacking the enemy destroyers. I mean, this is how a carrier player should play, in my opinion. I mean, it's so much focused and have been so long that enemy or CV players should pretty much try and snipe each other. I mean, it's just so fucking boring because it takes them half the game to get their squadrons around the map borders to the other side, and usually they're not so efficient. I mean, usually they're half dead when they reach the carrier, and they get maybe one bomb strike on him, and then they have to return on the planes again. And I mean, I just don't understand those kind of carrier captains. And meanwhile their team is pretty much just dying, and we don't get any support or help when the enemy carrier is sending his squadrons to us and bombing our destroyers and battleships. So if you are a carrier player, please listen to my words of wisdom. Use your planes for your team's advantage. Don't go on fucking solo YOLO missions. And please have a look at the minimap. I mean, I don't know how many games I see the carrier sailing right towards the enemy fleet, or they just sit in the same spot all game. They don't move with the allied fleet. They just sit there until they die, and then they start whine about the team not protecting them or something stupid like that. Well, enough whining from me. We managed to take B and C. And now we just need to start reining in the enemy fleet, trying to get a hold on them and trying to pretty much deny them our side of the map. And this is where the... Sorry, I'm just a bit retarded. It's early in the morning, I haven't gotten my daily dose of caffeine yet, so give me a break, guys. Sorry. So this is where the Khabarovsk really shines. The Khabarovsk is a great ship for area denial, and as you can see right now, it looks like a majority of the enemy team is pushing south through A, and I of course don't want them to push so hard, because that means they are pushing our fleet back and we will lose ground. So here is where I come in. So I start to sail in front of their push and start just to hammer down hell upon them, setting them on fire, focusing them down. And what happens when I do this is that they start to get scared pretty much, because no one wants to lead the push into enemy Khabarovsk. So every ship will start to slow down, start to maneuver. Some will start to head back, turn around. You can see it happening right now. Pretty much the majority of the push has started to turn away because they don't want my fires. And what happens then is they lose momentum. And this is so critical in this game. And something I learned very late in this game, that it's pretty much this it's all about. The push and the momentum and the flow of the game. Because when I stop their push, when I stop their fleet in the tracks and they start to lose momentum, we on the other side, it's like yin and yang. We gain momentum. My allies and teammates will start to get a bit cocky, and they will start to push harder against the enemy team, which then will result in the enemy team going even further back and even losing more momentum. And this is just a really easy trick, especially if you're in Khabarovsk, but pretty much any strong tier 8 to 10 ship can do this. Just start to harass some of the enemy players, making them getting second thoughts. And you can see the battleship in the south of me, who was pretty much dead man walking before because he had like 4 or 5 ship against him. Now I pretty much just turn away that entire fleet, so he can now get some breathing room and fall back a bit, heal up, and be a big contribution to the game later on. And also they are heading in 10 different directions right now. Now this Tirpitz is pushing totally alone, so of course I'm gonna focus him down, which means that he will start to shit his pants and turn around. So now we just control the map. We have B and C, we don't need to overextend and do something stupid. And this is also a thing I need to talk about, which I see every match I play. I mean, if your team has the advantage, you have the cap majority, the tickets will do the work for you. Just let them bleed the enemy team. Just let them lose by tickets. They need to overextend to win. So you can just sit there in your part of the map and just focus down every ship that is overextending into our zone. So don't go on a fucking YOLO mission when you are in advantage, because then you're just playing into their hands. It's just stupid gameplay, I'm sorry. But this situation is a bit different. Now we have an enemy Gearing pushing into our B cap, and he's trying to take it from us. So of course, then I need to react and do something, because I don't want to give them the majority. So I need to stop this. Oh, actually it's 2 Gearings, but who cares? So we need to kill off these 2 Gearings, and then we are back to our normal strategy again. To just keep the middle ground safe and keep the enemy team at bay. I just need to go in and deal with this last Gearing as well. There it is. It's always a good thing to aim for the guns on the Gearing, because if you disable the guns, you pretty much kill off the Gearing. So B is safe again, and now I see my battleship buddy in the south is in trouble yet again. So I'm trying to turn around to see if I can go and assist him in some ways. He seems to have a battleship and a cruiser against him. And we have an enemy Ibuki in the A cap. I can see that the friendly carrier is trying to help out the battleship as well. He's sending all his squadrons. And now I can see on the minimap that a ship is pushing in against our North Carolina at B cap. So since we have 2 battleships south of me, I instead turn around and try to focus these 2 battleships, because they present a greater threat to our victory than the guys in the south. So I'm shooting off my torps against the Bismarck, because as you can see, our North Carolina, and this is really one of the issues I have, in this kind of situation, why would you push in a friendly battleship? I mean, if he wouldn't push in against this Iowa, I could have torped the Iowa instead. Now I need to shoot my guns, trying to set some fires while I'm really dealing with Iowa's secondaries, which are pretty fucking terrible things to deal with in a destroyer. So I'm just trying to stay alive, at the same time trying to help my friendly battleship buddy. So I got 2 fires, I got 2 torpedoes on the Bismarck, and I got the Confederate medal as well. I'm up to 4 fires, so we take the Iowa out. Now I'm switching to the Bismarck instead. And can you guys guess what is about to happen? Can you see that battleship straight south of me, who is pretty much sailing straight into me and my smoke? Can you guys guess what he's gonna do? Well, so I'm just trying to focus down this Bismarck, and as you know, I really love to set fires on German battleships. They are just so flammable. It's like the barbecue company Weber built them or something. So, now I have a friendly battleship just wants to cuddle yet again. So, it's not a really good thing to go so close to a friendly Khabarovsk, and that's why I sometimes manage to earn that pink color. So it's a pretty good game, made some nice credits, 132,000 damage, good experience, Confederate medal. So I just want to thank you guys for all the amazing love and support I get for my channel. You guys are awesome. I have some epic videos coming up this week with the Minikaze and the Murmansk. So stay tuned. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for all the amazing upcoming contents. So have a nice day, guys. Love you guys. Peace.